It's really awkward to film when you're alone in a waiting room, waiting for a plane. But this is actually my second vlog because I filmed one for Chicago earlier this year and never edited it because I forgot to film days 2 and 3. So we'll try to get this one up.
We have a question for the Joker.
How's it going, Kody?
Oh, when do you want me to go up the
How do you feel about it? Yeah, show us the escalator, buddy. Want to rate it 1 through 10?
Is this gonna have audio?
Yeah, sure.
Webcam audio.
I know it will not have audio. There it is. I'm here with Chris and Calvin at AwesomeCon 2023. Why don't you guys tell me a little bit about your game?
So our game Scrap Seas is a roguelike about ships battling each other.
Roguelike, that's the magic word.
It is, yeah. Well, we're big fans.
Yeah.
We both love FTL. So I know that was a while ago, but anyway.
No.
And yeah, so it focuses on like fast-paced combat and like fun over realism.
Right.
Do you want to add something, Calvin?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we've heard a lot of people refer to them as murder boats. So you just load them up with tons of weapons. Whenever you sink another ship, you get some money. You can use to buy more weapons and upgrades. We have stuff where you can like dive underwater. You can get force fields. You can get like torpedoes and shotguns, flamethrowers, a bunch of crazy stuff. So it's a lot of fun.
All right. So next question. What is your favorite video game of all time and why?
All time, I'll go with FTL.
Okay, why not?
Because it was just sort of formative for me. It was like I guess I'm so in love with it that like I've been playing roguelikes ever since.
Yeah.
Because it just, I think what I like about the genre and about FTL is that it strips away some of that memorization, so you know you're just getting good at the skills rather than like, oh, I know if I go here, there's a health power up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I love FTL. That's one of my favorite all-time games of all time.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about video games is learning a new skill.
Right.
So
Yep.
I like how they emphasize that.
Right on. Yeah. So same question. What's your favorite video game of all time and why?
Favorite video game definitely has to be Super Smash Brothers. It's I've always loved how Super Smash Brothers is very, very easy to learn, but has a lot of depth, and you can get really into it and put in a lot of time to master it.
Right on. Yeah. Next question. What was your first video game console and how'd you get it?
I think it was an old like Game Boy that my parents bought for me, and the first game I played was Pokemon Blue, and I spent a great deal of time. There was a guy that wouldn't let me through in like the tutorial because I had to go back and talk to my mom or something, and I just threw myself at it. But little kids don't care. I just like, oh, this is a fun game. I'm going to keep playing it.
Nice. Same question. What was your first video game console and how'd you get it?
So, video game consoles were banned in my house until I was 10 years old. So I played some PC games, but the first real console I had was the GameCube, which was fantastic.
Nice. So where can people find your game?
They can find it on Steam or itch.io. There's a free demo up right now. The full game is not done. We have a lot of exciting things for it. We don't have released it yet, but the demo is free on Steam and there's a lot of stuff in it.
Gotcha.
And itch.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey man, mind if I pass?
Yeah, you might pass.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Hey man, can I pass?
You shall not pass!
Dude, just fucking let me go.
Nope. You shall not pass!
Oh man, god damn it. That's so
So I'm here at AwesomeCon 2023 with Ashlyn and Kyrstin. So the first question I have for you guys, could you guys introduce yourselves, maybe a little bit about the game?
Sure. So my name is Kyrstin. I work as the artist and animator on the game. So really anything that you see like within the game and anything that moves, that's what I work on. And I work a little bit on the coding as well, mostly in like the dialogue sections.
Same question.
Yes, I'm Ashley Guchite. I'm the game designer and writer for Boba Studios. I also do our graphic and UI design, and then, as Kyrstin said, a little bit of the programming because we split it.
Yeah, so what was your first video game console and how'd you get it?
Yeah, that's a great question. So my family had a PlayStation 2 growing up, but it wasn't like solely mine. So I have a lot of fond memories of playing like a lot of the PlayStation 1 games on that PlayStation 2. But I think my first console I owned was the Game Boy SP, and I remember being so excited about it because I could play it like late at night and like pretend I was asleep. Yeah.
My first video game console, I think, was the GameCube. I know I had the SP, but I remember very vividly getting the GameCube because my parents gave it to me on Christmas, and I was like really little, so I remember being able to sit on the box of the thing as I like played it because our TV used to sit on the floor. That was, I don't know, that's a really like big moment that stands out to me.
What's your favorite video game franchise and why?
It's really hard to pick a favorite franchise. To list a few though, I definitely like the Pokemon games, Animal Crossing, Sims, like a lot of games that include like a creative element to it. So that's the part I end up really enjoying once I run out of like, you know, things to do in the game itself. Yeah.
Oh yeah, same question. What is your favorite video game franchise and why?
I feel like I have a really similar answer to Kyrstin. I would also like to add Story of Seasons. I love like farming games and cute animals, things like that. The Last of Us, because I really love like story-based games and, you know, like things that make you feel. So yeah, everything you said plus.
So where can people find your game?
Yeah, right. So right now there's a demo available on GameJolt or Itch. We're hoping to have an Steam Early Access version in the fall. But it is still in development, so we just have the demo available.
Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it.
All right, so this is our game, Squirrely Rabbit. It is a 2.5D puzzle adventure game based on color theory, which is a really long way to say it's a game designed to look like a pop-up book. The world is 3D like ours is, but all of the characters and objects in the world are designed to look like papercraft. And you're playing Squirrely who lives in a forest where a group of chameleons have come in and changed the colors of all the animals. And so Squirrely teams up with tiny chameleon outcast Cammy to track down the chameleon king and get him to change the colors back. And they do that through like journeying across lands, meeting new animal friends, and solving puzzles based on the idea that colors mix with other colors.
So I'm here with my friend Batman. I guess we're friends. I wanted to ask you, how's the con? You enjoying the area?
Yes, it's good.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, being Batman, you know, fighting, saving the people of Gotham, how do you feel about the phrase "eat the rich"?
I think the rich have a good place in society.
Yeah, I did not expect that, but thank you for the interview. It has been great. I wanted to give you 3 tickets to the new Zorro movie. You can bring your families or like your parents if you want. I don't know. Thanks.
Of your own pizza?
Yeah, and yours, dude. Yeah, that looks gnarly. Hey, here, how's it going? Here with Polka Dot Man at AwesomeCon 2023. Wanted to ask you, how's the con so far?
So I'm here with David. So David, how's your AwesomeCon going so far? So I'm here with the Riddler. Riddler, how is your AwesomeCon going so far? So I'm here with Amanda. First question: how's your AwesomeCon going so far?
Oh, it's great. You know, meeting a lot of fun people. Been able to fight Batman a couple times. I saw this dude named Adam West or something. What a loser.
It's been going really good.
Nice.
Oh man, it's been great. Take people taking pictures of me, being the spotlight for once. I love it.
Spectacular.
Okay, and I had a question. Polka dot.
Yeah.
Love it, right?
Thank you.
What about like zebra print, leopard print, any like that?
Nothing tops the polka dots, man, honestly. All these other losers out here. I saw some guy named Leopard Print, man, trying to run like a cheetah. What an idiot.
We heard it here first, guys. Polka dots are the best.
What's your favorite thing to do at AwesomeCon?
Usually I'm vending. I actually have my own table with Ghostbusters Virginia.
Nice.
We're a local 501c3 nonprofit. We raise a lot of money for Make-A-Wish.
Right on.
So.
Yeah. So I guess the first question I got for you is, what is your favorite video game franchise and why?
Honestly, my favorite video game franchise, I mean, right now I've been playing through a lot of Zelda.
Right.
Favorite video game of all time, though, has to be Zombies Ate My Neighbors for the Super Nintendo.
Oh, nice.
That was one of my favorite games growing up.
Old school, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Final question. What was your first video game console and how'd you get it? What was your first video game console and how'd you get it?
My first video game console was the original Nintendo. I think my grandmother picked it up at a flea market or something.
Nice,
so I had a whole host of original games, including, of course, Ghostbusters.
The first console was original PlayStation, and it was actually my dad's, and I just ended up playing it, and then it kind of became mine.
Nice, right on. What's your favorite thing about this year?
I think doing a lot of cosplay and really getting far more into it than I have in years past.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then final question: what is your favorite video game of all time and why?
I've got to say Dragon Age Inquisition, just given how much I've played it. Yeah. Nice.
Right on. Thanks. What's your favorite thing to do at AwesomeCon?
Being the spotlight.
Nice. So Riddler, we know how you feel about question marks, but we thought, what do you feel about other punctuation, like, I don't know, exclamation marks or semicolons?
Oh, please, the punctuation posse, they're beneath me.
Yeah, I'm here with Nick Lanza. First question I got for you, I guess could you tell me a little bit about your art?
So my art is kind of inspired by like traditional travel posters and stuff like that, like Visit Sunny like San Diego, but done with like a super fun style with pop culture locations, destinations, stuff like that. So like Hyrule, stuff like from Star Wars or other video games, Halo, for instance. And the first one I did was a Borderlands piece, and then from there it just kind of started and like doing everything now. But yeah.
So the second question I got for you, what was your first video game console and how'd you get it?
The first video game console I got was like an original Xbox. I forget what year it was, but basically all my friends had one, and I was begging my parents to get one, and then like finally they caved in, and it came with this like boxed-in game called Brute Force, which is like this, I don't know, it's this no-name game. They never did anything with it after that, but I loved it. It was super fun. Yeah.
And then what is your favorite video game franchise of all time and why?
Franchise of all time. There's a game called Psychonauts, which also came out on the original Xbox back in the day. It's super quirky. It takes place at this psychic camp, and then you train and you go into people's brains and stuff like that. And it touches on like mental health and like what they're thinking of and whatnot. It's just super wacky and quirky. It's really fun.
Hey man. 100%. Psychonauts is one of my favorite franchises of all time. Thanks for taking the time for this interview, man.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah.